Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Manny here once again. Welcome back to another episode of DFS Zone, your source for daily fantasy sport lineup advice for the NFL, NBA, WNBA, and MLB. And before I continue, like always, guys, drop a like on the video. And if you have not subscribed yet to the channel, please do so down below. And do not forget to turn on your notifications. This way you do not miss any of my new uploads. With that being said, today is Friday, June the 29th, 2018. We got a 4-game slate in the WNBA tonight. Phoenix at Indiana, Chicago is at New York, Atlanta is at Minnesota, and LA is at Las Vegas. And before I continue on with the video, guys, I truly apologize. This video is going to come out to you guys late today. I got up late. I had something I had to do majorly right away. And now I'm pressed also for time, so it's going to be a very, very tough day. But I figured instead of not doing nothing at all, I said to myself, let me try to get you guys out at least a quick 25, 30-minute video. So I'm going to do everything I can to make this as quick as possible, try to give you just the best possible plays that I think are the best plays tonight and the best possible matchups, and then just wrap it up and take it from there. If you guys happen to like this kind of format, me doing it a little bit quicker and just getting down to the nitty-gritty, no problem. I'm going to do everything I can to make the video short because I have no choice. I got to be out of here again within the hour from the house, and I got a number of things to do. So sorry about that, man. But all right, let's get to it, man. Phoenix and Indiana. I do have a totals. I have two totals, two implied totals for these 4 matchups, and 2 of them I do not have no lines on. But this one I do have. Indiana at Phoenix. Excuse me again. Phoenix at Indiana. We got implied totals of 158.5 total with Phoenix favored by 9. That's understandable. Indiana is not one of the better teams in the league, so Phoenix should definitely have a easy time today. This is a game that definitely could be a blowout, so you got to definitely watch out for that. I still like, obviously, a couple players in this game, so we're gonna go right to it. We got Diana Taurasi at the top. What I'm gonna do today. Sorry, I forgot to mention. I am just gonna go right to the players. I'm not gonna tell you team stats or anything like that. And when I get down to the points per game against guards and forwards, I'll definitely share that with you. But just to get the video done a little quicker, I'd rather just go this route. So Diana Taurasi. So I apologize for that. Diana Taurasi in play, guys. 7,800. You need about 38 from her. She's averaging 33. We go to the cruncher here at guard, and obviously she's on the top of the list here, facing the 6th ranked defense against guards this year in Indiana. I have Indiana, as far as guards, I have them dead last. Okay, they've been giving up 40.6 points per game to guards. So Diana Taurasi is definitely in a great spot here. And not only that, she has been really just incredible. Probably the best guard in the league over the last 2 weeks. Look at these numbers. Last 3-4 games, 47, 45, 34, 42. Usage rate is up. I mean, the minutes and usage rate are great. Shooting anywhere between 11 to 15, 16 shots a game. Shooting anywhere between 7 to as much as 11 threes a game. I mean, she is a very, very big part of this offense, man. Very, very big part. So if she doesn't shoot well, obviously you're going to have to concentrate on Bonner. But I think in this matchup today, in this game here, Diana Taurasi definitely hands down. If you want to pay 7,800, she is for sure a good bet. She's actually one of the best cash plays today. You could possibly easily get 35 to 40 from her today if you wanted to pay up for it, and you know that you're going to get those points. I think she will. Okay, so definitely a cash play for me. One of, I think, 2 out of this whole slate that I like. Diana Taurasi definitely for guards. Dawana Bonner is in play. I'd rather pay for Diana Taurasi, to be totally honest with you. Pay $900 more and get Diana instead of Bonner. All right. But if you wanted to come down a little bit, I think that Bonner at almost 7,000 is a bit pricey over Taurasi as far as performance, because right now she's not averaging close to 35. I mean, we'll take a quick look. She's 30, 27, 31, 30, not quite there. She's capable of it, and she's playing the right team for that to happen. So let's put it this way: if Taurasi is not having a great game, it will be Bonner. But I'd rather pay the $900 more and take Diana Taurasi if I'm going to go that route. All right. So if I were you, I would go that route. I'm not on Kelsey Mitchell. I'm not on Erica Wheel. I'm not on Tiffany Mitchell. Indiana, the only one I would consider from Indiana right now is just simply because she's starting to get a little bit more time is Victoria Vivians. The minutes are there. All right, with Victoria. 20, 30, 31, 30, all the way from back here from Atlanta up this way, 30 plus minutes, except for this game here with 27. She put up a 43 spot in the last game. So, I mean, 4,800. What are we looking at for her, Vivians? We're looking at 24, and she's averaging 15. Her numbers are like this. She's at 8.7 points, 2.5 rebounds, 42% from the floor, and shooting nearly 37% from 3. So she's starting to get a little more involved in the offense and a little bit more part of the actual rotation. So definitely someone to consider here. Price is a little up, but I think she has the potential to get you there against Phoenix here. All right. Other than that, here you can't go on January. She got that game time decision with the foot. I just don't like anybody else here, to be totally honest. That's it. Here is basically Taurasi. If you're not going to do Taurasi, definitely go with Bonner. And if you wanted to pay down, definitely a good possible play here would be Victoria Vivians. These girls can have a good game. They're just not consistent enough for me for 5,500. I think there's better plays in the other slates, all right, for that price. Forward, Brittany Griner, definitely in play. She's a beast. She's averaging 19.6 points, 8 rebounds a game, 3.3 blocks, 55.7, pretty much 56% from the floor and 25% from three. And her numbers, are just ridiculous. Let's take a quick look at her. Griner, she is facing the #1 ranked defense against forwards. Okay, so if you wanted to consider that, but she has put 41 plus in 4 straight games: 55, 41, 42, 45, and she's faced some good front court players in all those matchups. Minnesota here with Falls, over here with Miss Wilson, over here against Tina Charles. So yeah, I mean, I like her here in this matchup. I don't need to go any further, man. Candice Dupree, Natalie, I don't think they have anything on her. I think Brittany Griner is going to have an easy time, man. All right, so easy peasy with Brittany. All right, I'm not on Dupree or Ishanwa. Sancho Little might be someone you can consider. She's averaging 8.2 points, 5.3 rebounds, 1 steal, 53, almost 54% from the floor. You need about 23 at that price, and she is averaging 20, so she's fairly close. 18 and 20 over the last few games. Her minutes are good, anywhere between 21 and 25. You could definitely deal with that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that again, they're facing, a team that actually is pretty good up front. They're gonna need to, but again, they have not played each other yet, so we'll see what happens with Dupree and Natalie as far as how they deal with Brittany. But I think Sancho Little at 4,500 is not a bad play here. All right, we go over to the next game, New York versus Chicago. I do have implied totals for this game: 158.5. New York favored at home by 4. Chicago, we got Courtney Vandersloot here. All right, Vandersloot has been playing a lot better. I mean, I had told you way earlier in the season when she came back to play that we needed to see her get to the form of last year, and she's starting to mold into that now over the last 2 or 3 games, especially more so in the last 2 games here against Atlanta. 29 minutes, put up 32. 32 minutes against Phoenix, put up 42. That's more than 1 fantasy point per minute. Actually smashed that. And this is what I like to see from her. She is starting to dish the ball and get very much involved, and she's shooting the ball well. 14 and 8 points, and some of those are from 3. She definitely hits the 3 fairly consistent, when she does take the shots. But in this actual slate, I definitely, if I'm going to pay up in the 7,000 range, I definitely will prefer to pay for Taurasi, who could give me 45 to 50 possibly. Much more better upside. All right. Allie Quigley could be someone you can consider here. She's averaging 16.3 points, leading scorer on the team. 2.5 assists, 49% field goal percentage, and shooting 47% from 3. So definitely someone to consider. She has a 26 and a 35 in the last 2 games. So if you want to base on how she's played in the last 2 games, that automatically tells you she's capable of getting you your 29, 30 you need for that price. And she's obviously battling someone. They are going up against a team where, they have a shot. New York is what? New York is 8th in my list. New York is 5th in my list as far as defending against guards. All right. We come down here. Brittany Boyd, no, not this time around. Gabby Williams and Diamond DeShields could be good possibility. One thing to mention here with Gabby and Diamond, these girls are obviously they were picked 3rd and 4th in the draft, so they're good ball players. These 2 girls have been playing forward for Chicago all along. Most of the majority of the year, and FanDuel has them under the guard slot. So remember, anytime you choose Gabby or Diamond and you have penciled them in your lineup, you basically have had 5 forwards. Or if you pencil them both in, there's been once or twice this year I penciled both of them in, and I technically really had like 6 forwards and 1 guard. So I mean, sometimes that can be an advantage in pertaining, depending on the matchup and depending on the slate. And this is a 4-game slate. It's a pretty big slate for one night. But there's a possibility that this may work where you can probably use Gabby Williams and Diamond DeShields and get your 6 forwards and be able to get enough value out of them. So 4,800, Gabby is that you need 24 from her. She's averaging 21, very close. She's been putting up 7.6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.6 steals. And she's shooting 41% from the floor and 33% from 3. So not too bad there. Last few games out. Take a quick look here. 30 and 20. She had those 2 nice games here against Washington and Phoenix. She has 30-point upside, almost a 37-point upside. So definitely a nice GPP opportunity there. Diamond DeShields, same thing, $100 cheaper. She's averaging 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, 38% from the floor, and 34% from 3. So they both shoot the 3 fairly well at 33 to 34% respectively. And she had a monster game here against Atlanta. That was, again, versus Atlanta, 40. She's been at 33 a few times. I mean, I've used her a couple of times. I think for me personally, I will probably just use one of them. But I just wanted to let you guys know and be aware that just in case you didn't know that these girls have been starting at forward and they've been labeled here on FanDuel as guards. All right. Moving down on this actual game, Bria Hartley. Might be someone you can consider. I'm not too high on her on this game, but 8 points per game, 2.7 rebounds, nearly 4 assists a game, shooting 42% from the floor and 32.6% from 3. She's getting sufficient minutes. Again, here goes the choppy minutes, 17, then 23, then 18. And then the 2 times that she was under 20, she got very little points, fantasy points. But when she's played 23 minutes or better, she's been close to the 20-minute mark or better. So, I mean, if she gets 20 or better tonight, there's a good chance. But at 4,500, I mean, that's a risk that I don't know if I want to take. I'd rather go a little bit further down or go to someone in one of the other games that's at that price or better. I know for a fact they're going to get 20-some points. Remember, I said this, I think, yesterday or the video before that 2 days ago. At this point in time of year, we should all know more or less who's playing. But at the same time, man, it's so choppy with WNBA as far as coaches utilizing these players. One day they have a player play 10 minutes. One day you think they started 3 games in a row. All of a sudden now they're starting and they're only getting 10 minutes. And then the person who's coming off the bench is getting 20, 25, lighting it up for 20, 25 fantasy points. And you're saying, what the hell's going on here? So this inconsistency as far as who's playing and what the rotation is definitely something that could hurt us with DFS, and it's been happening to me. I mean, I didn't cash last night at all because I utilized some players that I thought were possible good GPP plays, and they didn't play as many minutes as I thought they would. So this is going to be always an issue. So what I would say is, like I said the other day, is let's try to focus on those players that are getting 20 minutes or better, especially if you're playing cash. Playing GPP, same thing. You want to get those 20 to 25 minutes more consistent players that are more involved in their offense. And especially in a slate like this where you got 4 games, you can do that. You can actually do a lineup here. You do multiple lineups, but you do one lineup here where you can actually utilize 1 player or 2 per one of these games. And you can possibly put something together where you have at least a player or 2 from every one of these games and make a lineup like that. Because you will attack the players that you know for a fact or to give you the best chance as far as putting up points, but at the same time on getting the minutes and getting the floor time, because you need time on the floor and you need to be able to take shots. So if you're going to get those more offensive-minded players that got time on the floor, you got a better chance. All right, so it's just something to throw out there. Other than that, here, I'm not on anybody else. Nurse had the first time around, Kia Nurse had a good game against these guys, but that was way back, probably the first or second game of the year. And yeah, 28 minutes here in the first game of the season against Chicago. I mean, but she hasn't had 28 since then. She only had a 50 spot, and then that's it. So, I mean, she's been very, very inconsistent, choppy with the minutes as well. So it's tough to gauge her to see if this is a fine play. Same thing with Rogers, and same thing with Miss Prince. Prince had a good game last night, or the last game out. 24 minutes and 30 fantasy points. But look before that, 11 minutes, 24, got 11. Then 15, 0, 14. It's just so choppy. You just don't know if she's going to start, she's going to play. She's been starting. If she starts and they give her 25 plus minutes, then maybe she's not a bad play. At 3,300, that's a steal. If she can get that many minutes, and then she has a better chance of getting you that 15 that you need or better. Definitely you want to see some upside. As you can see there, she almost got 30 in one game, so she has the upside. So she could be a very sneaky play here. Going over the forwards, very simple here for me. Tina Charles and Stephanie Dolson are the 2 that I'm considering here. And then if you're going to go down any further, Kia Vaughn might be someone you may consider simply because she played a little bit in the last game. What she got here. And let's go over Tina Charles. First of all, Tina Charles is going up. The first time she played this team, she only put up a 26 spot. So that's fairly low. All right. But at 7,700, you need about 36 from her, and she's averaging close to 35. So she's over 30 here in the last 2 games. She's not quite hit 35, 36. But she has 45-plus upside, and she's in a favorable matchup here as Chicago is 11th in giving up points to the front court per game. They're giving up 51 massive points. So this is definitely a good matchup for Tina Charles to get some stuff going here and to put up a lot of fantasy points. So I definitely think she's in play. Ms. Dawson is in play too. I told you when she first came back that give her a little time to get those minutes up and so on and so forth. And now they jumped her right up from 14 to 25 to 30. And now she's putting 22 and 37 in the last 2 games respectively. She's looking pretty good at 5,800. You need 28. She's averaging already 24. And she's putting up 9.4 points per game, 4.9, pretty much 5 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game, shooting 45% from the floor, 31% from 3. So I think definitely she's in play here to give you a possible 30 or more. Against New York. So I like her. Dawson here. Cheyenne Parker, I'm not on Cheyenne anymore. She's lost some minutes to Dawson, and obviously the longer Stephanie continues to play well, she's going to definitely only get 15 to 20 minutes, and I'd rather see someone play 20 minutes or better at $5,700. I mean, $100 more. I'd rather play Stephanie. All right, Nador, not on the door, even though she had that nice 11-minute run where she put up 20-something points the other day. 11 minutes, put up 12 points, 8 rebounds. My God, 21.6 fantasy points. She's not going to repeat that every day, so definitely not a chance there that I would go that route. Kia Vaughn could be someone you consider. 3.6K, need 15. She's averaging 12.8, pretty much 13. She had that 28 spot against Washington the other day in 31 minutes. Again, the choppy minutes, 28, 20, 14, 10, then boom, 31. I don't know which way they're going to go. So it's like you're playing Russian roulette here, and you have no idea. But she's a good, obviously, GPP play at 3,600. If they give her some time on the floor today, especially the Coleman is out, it's going to be Amanda and her. They're going to get the So today it may be Amanda that gets the brunt of the work and puts up the large numbers. It's like you just don't know. So you either could go with Amanda and pay $300 more, or stay with Kia Vaughn and pay just $300 less. We'll see what happens. We'll move on, man. Atlanta, Minnesota. I got no lines on this one, and this is another game that could possibly be a blowout. Okay, Minnesota should be favored. All right, so we're going to go right over to the players. Obviously at guard, Tiffany Hayes. I mean, they played each other one time already this year, and Atlanta won that game at home by 2, 76-74. This is obviously when Minnesota wasn't as good as they are now. They have definitely playing a lot better since then. And with Tiffany Hayes, more game time decision. I mean, chances are she's probably not going to play. Even if she plays, I'm not on her at 6,700 after coming back from an ankle injury. But if she doesn't play, there's no way in the world I can see Atlanta winning. I mean, because she put up 20 points of those 76 the first time around. So, and that was a 31 spot as far as fantasy points in that game. So that's very critical for Atlanta's success. She's actually the second or the leading scorer on this team. So they definitely need her. And with her out, I can't see them winning. So no Tiffany Hayes. But if you want to go down and pay $4,800 for Renee Montgomery with a chance for her to play massive minutes in a game like this, this is her chance to shine. She did play 27, 32, and 32 the last 3 games, and she came off really well against Chicago, which obviously is a poor team at 30.9. Facing Minnesota is going to be a tough task for her. I have Minnesota here at 10th in points per game to guards, but that has improved. They were once last, like 2 weeks back, and they have improved. They had 36.4 points per game given up to guards, and getting better each day. So definitely a tough task for Renee, but someone you can consider. I'm not on Brittany Sykes. Augustus could possibly be a play here for you guys. 4,400 going up against Renee. You need 22 from her. She's averaging 17. She had those 3 good games. She's been averaging 10.5 points, 2.5 assists, shooting 46.6% from the floor and 36% from 3. So if she can get back to that where she did here, the 21, 24, 24, that will meet that price. And considering she's done that 3 out of the last 4 games, I would think that she's still in play. And she's in a favorable matchup. Atlanta is not that bad defending against guards, but that's all due to the fact that they have Tiffany Hayes. And Tiffany Hayes out, obviously that is not the case. Because now she's going to have to, Simone is going up against Renee and Brittany Sykes, With Tiffany Hayes in there, they improved their defense, and that's one of the reasons why on my list, Atlanta is third in the league in giving up points per game to guards at 30.4, when in reality now, since they've been gone, they have been slipping a little bit, and that's due to the fact that there's no Tiffany Hayes. So I give a little bit of an advantage there to Augustus and Lindsay Whalen, but I'm not on Whalen whatsoever. For the same price, definitely Simone. All right, that's it for the guards here. Forwards, Fowles, McCoughtry, Moore, and Brunson, all in play. Plain and simple. I'm not on Breland simply because she's slipping on the minutes, but maybe now that Elizabeth Williams is out, there may be an increased role or increased minutes for Breland. But here is definitely McCoughtry. And if you want to pay up for the top stud here, then you definitely go with Sylvia at 8,600. Sylvia Foles, they played the first time around. She only put a 35 spot, which is kind of low. Okay, probably one of the very few times that she was at that level. New York. Yeah, she put up, no, against Atlanta, sorry, not New York. 35, yeah, just like I thought, 35. And she hasn't been at 35 until here against New York, and then basically after that, she's been good. So, I mean, it obviously shows that Angel defends fairly well. That can give you one idea there. And so Foles, for me, is definitely in play no matter what. At 43, she has 50 point upside. So obviously she has a lot of upside. Definitely a tough matchup with Angel because we already seen that they played each other before and they both kept each other under 40. Foles, 18.4 points, 12.3 rebounds, 1.8 steals per game, 1 block, 61.6% field goal percentage. Okay, so she's shooting incredibly from the floor. All right, we go down to Angel McCoughtry. She's at 7.6K. You need 38. She's averaging pretty much 34. She's putting up 17.6 points, 7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.6 steals, shooting 39.4% from the floor. All right, so obviously the numbers are a little bit better for Foles here. But if you want to, in McCoughtry, the first time around, put up a 38 spot, actually bested Foles by 3 fantasy points. So this is not a bad stack here using Foles and McCoughtry if you wanted to in your lineup. All right. And if you wanted to save, come all the way down and pay $100 less for Maya Moore, who is steady Maya. 7,500. She's the leading scorer for the Lynx. 19.8 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 43% field goal percentage, and 37% from 3. And she's been steady. 29 to as much as 34 minutes a game. And look at the numbers, 39, 44, 37, 37, 48. She is an excellent cash play. The second one I'm going to give you, I think she's the only other person other than Diana Taurasi that I think are very good cash plays. So she's in play, guys. I think she's in a good spot again. You know, Atlanta is fairly good up front as well at 46.6 points per game. But, I mean, you know, and the first time around, she put up, what we got here? She put up 30. She put up a 29 spot the first time around, so almost a 30. I think she'll improve on that today. One of these two is going to go off, and I wouldn't be surprised if both of them do. But I like Angel here as well for Atlanta. Coming down, the only other person I'm considering here is Rebecca Brunson, 5,000. You need 25 from her. So I think she's a nice play here. She's been close to that 25, 4 games in a row. And the minutes are good, 30 plus. All right. First time around, she put up a 21 spot against them. She's averaging 7.4 points, 7 rebounds a game, 1 steal. And look at these numbers, pretty much 44% from the floor and 42.3% from 3. So Rebecca Brunson is definitely in play. She has improved quite a bit over the last few weeks. This whole team has. So Atlanta has their hands full tonight. They're going to need Angel and Jessica to play very, very well to stay close in this game. And hopefully it doesn't become a blowout and we'll be able to get the most possible fantasy points from either a Moore or a Falls or either Rebecca Brunson or anybody in the backcourt. So we'll see what happens, man. Let's go to the last game on the slate. Las Vegas coming into Vegas from a back-to-back. They lost last night to Seattle, 81-72. They did held Seattle's guards to 24 points combined between Sue Bird and Jewel Lloyd. So, I mean, they're just getting better and better and tighter with their defense as they continue to go on during the course of the season. Let me see what I have here for them. They came in. I don't have their totals put from last night into this game. They are at second in defense against points per games to guards with 30.2, and that's obviously going to improve by 1 or maybe 2 points. So, definitely a tough task for Kayla McBride. You have here right away Chelsea Gray. She played about 33 minutes last night. Had some nice numbers last night. She could be someone you can consider here. I'm a little concerned of the back-to-back. And the matchup is a tough one for her because Kayla McBride is a good player. So you got here 31-35, and let's look at the last few times now. She battled two good players here in 2 games back to back. I mean, she had Diggins Smith here, and then last night Jewel Lloyd, and she still put up 35 and 31. So it comes to show you she's capable of putting 31 plus, and at 7,200 you need 35 or 36 from her. So she hasn't quite got there, but she has a 36 here, 42 here, 36 pretty much here. So she's done it 3 times out of the last 5 or 6 games. I'm just concerned about the minutes. If they go out, and considering they lost last night, I'm sure that they want to play her as long as they can and try to get a win tonight. So, yeah, she's in play, guys. I mean, 7,200. I still like Tarazi at 7,800, $600 more. Kayla McBride. I like Kayla McBride here. These teams have not played each other, so this is very interesting. I'm willing to put her in one of my lineups. Kayla McBride, 6,000. She's the second leading scorer in the team. She is a very integral part of this offense. If she doesn't play well, chances are they lose. And when she plays well and Ms. Wilson plays well, the dynamic duel, they keep the Vegas team close in games. And that's what they need to do tonight to pull out a win here at home against the Spark. But McBride at 6K, you need 30. She's averaging pretty much 28. And she's out. Her stat line is like this: 18.7 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1 steal. She is shooting 45.7%, pretty much 46% from the floor and 42% from 3. And the numbers have been great. She's been pretty steady too. You can count her easily for about 26 to 30. And she got 48 in the last game against Dallas. Very good team. Definitely had a tough go, but still put up 22 against Minnesota in 31 minutes at 18 points. She's scoring. There's no doubt about it. She's putting up 17 to as much as 38 points in a game. I mean, 38 points in 36 minutes, that's more than 1 point a minute. Straight up 1 point a minute. So she smashed the fantasy points per minute at 48.1. So I'm wanting to go at her. I'm wanting to go at her today. I think she's definitely someone you can consider today. Young, Sims, Carson's, not interested in any one of them. Carson's here. She's also been put in guard, but she's been playing forward for this team. So I don't know. This is something FanDuel's got to get straightened out here. But Essence Carson's not enough points there or time on the floor to, for me to buy into that 4,600. Elena Beard, I need her to be more consistent. Kelsey Plum may be someone you can consider, at 4,200. She's averaging 6.1 points, 2.1 rebounds, 3.3 assists, shooting 38% from the floor and 44% from 3. So she's shooting well from 3. That's definitely something you can consider here. And let's see. I'm just going to look at our numbers real quickly, and I think that is it for everybody here. Yeah, 22, 32, 22. Again, this up and down yo-yo effect with the minutes, 26, 20, then 17. Then all of a sudden, boom, she gets 22, then 32, then 22. I think if she gets 22 or better, she has a shot to meet value, in this matchup. But I think hands down, Kayla McBride and Chelsea Gray are the best plays here. And if you're going to go anybody else here, I do not see anybody else here I like, at all, to be honest with you. We go to forward. Asia Wilson, definitely in play. Candace Parker, definitely in play. Candace is coming from a back-to-back. She's averaging 17.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.2 blocks, 52.7, pretty much 53% from the floor, and 37% from 3. She's been dynamite, all right? I went to her first because of the back-to-back. And let's take a look at that. 33, 37, 27. And look at the numbers. 41, 47, 40. She has hit 40-plus in 3 straight games. She's in a favorable matchup here as Las Vegas on my list is 10th in points giving up to forwards, center spots, 50.2 points per game. So depending on how many minutes they give her and how close this game could be, if this game stays close, I'm sure Candace is going to play her butt off and play as many minutes as possible to get a win, especially after losing last night. So they definitely will like to get a win here today. I don't think there's going to be a minutes restriction for her, but you just never know, from what we see. But as long as this game is close or, I see Parker playing, I think she's definitely a great play here, guys. Asia Wilson definitely in play, a couple of days off. 8,200, you need 41, and she's averaging pretty much 40. And she's been dynamite, 64, 49, 56, 40. Forget about this game here. This is a day where it just didn't go her way, and Minnesota was they just kicked these guys' butts, man. They were just really tough in every aspect of the game. So that's going to happen once in a while. But, as you can see, majority of the time it's pretty much 30, 30 fantasy points or better. At this price, you need 40, 41, and she's capable of it. 64, she's capable of getting you 60, as you can see here. She's did 49, 56, 40, so she's good to go, man. With a couple of days off already, 2 days off, I think she's in full swing here. This is going to be a nice matchup just to see these two girls, and this is a game here where you could definitely stack 5 players from this game. You could stack Wilson and Parker and get them in and still get some value down below with girls to get some minutes, and then you can just get the rest of the other 2 girls from another game. That's if you want it. That's just an option. All right, Ogumake is still out, and while she's out, maybe Maria Vadiva may get some time, or possibly Gentel Lavender. Lavender got some time last night and did well tonight. It may be Maria's turn. I don't know, because this is what's so scary here. I would probably go with Gentel simply because she's cheaper at $3,400 and pay $600 less and hope that they ride her again, considering she played about 25 or 26 minutes last night. What we got? She played 26 minutes and put up a 25 spot. It's pretty much 1 fantasy point per minute. But again, you see, 18, 18, 13, then 26. So maybe because Ogumake is out and she had a great performance last night, may consider her. Or maybe tonight, maybe me, Maria Vandiva, who gets more time simply because Lavender played 26 minutes last night. They figured we'll cut her minutes down. I don't know what's the mindset thinking. I would rather stay with Gentel and let her see if she can come out and play another big game. She has a great opportunity here because, I mean, Hamby is not a bad defender, but she's not great, you know. So, I mean, definitely a good spot for her. So, I mean, that's it, guys. That's it. That's basically it, man. Those are the best plays to me. FPP plays in this game. FPPM plays. Asia Wilson, 1.28 fantasy points per minute is a good play. McBride, 0.79. And then on the Vegas side, you got Parker at 1.25 and Chelsea Gray at 0.85. Then when you're looking at Atlanta, Minnesota, some of the best FPPM plays there. Falls at 1.25 fantasy points per minute. Maya Moore at 1.03 fantasy points per minute in the Atlanta side. Sykes, they have at 0.88. I'm not on Sykes. McCartry, I like at 1.15. Breland at 0.93. The Phoenix-Atlanta game, we have obviously Bonner and Taurasi at 0.95 each. I think I like Taurasi a lot better. And then Griner at 1.20 is definitely great up front. And Indiana, I don't have nobody there at all. And those are the best FPPM plays for tonight. You know, fantasy points per minute, something that I always tell you guys I always consider as part of my breaking down and crunching down who am I going to narrow the plays to. So again, nothing is guaranteed, guys. I hope this stuff helps. I'm sorry that the video is going to come out late to you guys. I will definitely make a video earlier tomorrow. I had a lot of stuff go on this morning. I ran longer than I expected. And then I get here and I said, man, I was thinking of not doing a video. And then I said, you know what? I got to keep bringing out content, and you know there are people that are probably out there looking to see, and I'm not the only person out there. I'm sure everybody has a few people they listen to and try to get information from, and I just want to keep doing that for you people. I appreciate you guys liking the videos. I appreciate, you know, people that comment on the videos, and I also appreciate you guys that have been subscribing, man. Definitely continue to drop likes, comment down below anything that you wish to comment. You want to ask me a question, go right ahead. I'll be more than happy to help you. And of course, please continue to subscribe to the channel. Keep supporting it. Let's keep building the community. And a lot of luck tonight. Hope everybody makes some good lineups. I hope the information is useful for you guys. Again, I apologize for the shorter or maybe the more crunched up, faster version. If you like that kind of version, let me know. If not, then I'll definitely slow it down and go back to my longer versions. I think they're still long anyway, but nonetheless, I'm doing the best I can. All right, guys. So God bless, man. Good luck tonight. Make some money, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.